Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is a very coffee-soaked ReNDoG coming at you from the walls of the Moleshire in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. How's everybody out there doing today? I hope your day has started in a better way than mine has, guys. I am literally sitting here smelling like a cup of coffee. In fact, this entire house smells like coffee right now because this morning I had a little bit of a real-life accident in my kitchen. Yeah, wasn't quite the way that I wanted to start the day. I got up super early this morning to get cracking on Minecraft Survival because, as you can see, a lot of progress is being made around here. The place is looking absolutely jazz-tastic. I cannot wait to show you guys some of the progress that I've made since we were last together. Anyway, got up super early to make myself a cup of coffee. And I have this really cool coffee machine, and the sun is going down. We better go and sleep. I have a really cool coffee machine that can either make for myself a cup of coffee or a jug of coffee. And the jug of coffee is about 4 cups worth of coffee, right? A couple of days ago, I made myself a jug of coffee using my machine in preparation for a long day of recording and streaming. And this morning I forgot to set the machine to only make a cup. So I stuck the cup into my machine, turned it on, couldn't wait to get that coffee in my belly, you know what I'm saying, peeps? Oh my goodness. Went back up to my room to get changed and get ready for recording today and get my clothes on and whatnot. And came back down to the kitchen after about 5 minutes or so. And there was coffee all over my kitchen counter, all over the kitchen floor, and I've just finished cleaning all of that jazz up. I smell like a cup of Java right now. My entire house smells like coffee. Smells like a freaking coffee grenade went off in this place. And it's not a terrible smell, but it wasn't the greatest start to my day. I hope you guys have had a better start. I've got a nice cup of coffee here eventually. Give me 1 second over here. There we go. Now, I've been working really hard here in the Moleshire, guys. As you can see, the walls that we've been working on are pretty much completed. I'm currently working on the rampart that goes on top of the wall so that we can actually walk all the way around it. Pretty easy stuff, really. Just placing down some rails over here, placing down the slabbages. I've been doing a lot of this off camera, a little bit of this on stream also. So this particular project is actually coming on really nicely. We should be able to finish this wall project pretty soon, I think. The next couple of episodes, we should have the walls done. But there's been a lot of other work around here also that I'm very excited to show you. I think it was in the previous episode I asked you guys to vote in a poll on what you wanted to see done first here in this Molecraft survival series. Molecraft. Yeah, that's what we should probably call this series, right? Hi, Jerome. What's up, my dude? Yeah, you guys voted that we should work on the entrance to the Molehole as our first project. I'm very excited to let you guys know, man. I have done some really amazing work on the entrance. I'm going to show you in a second. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. We're going to do a little bit more work on it today, and then we're going to start working on the next thing you guys voted for, which was a very scary and, well, it's a project I'm not that excited about, to be honest, but it is going to be a quadruple spider spawner XP farm down in the mines of the dog, and maybe we'll have some time a little bit later in the episode to go and check that out. But take a look at all this sweetness that I have done here in the Moleshire. Isn't this wall looking absolutely fantastical? Oh man, it looks so awesome. I've changed up all of the wall blocks to cobblestone now. We're going to be adding a little bit of block variation in there at some point once we get the rampart finished, but we really have a very nicely defined wall now. We can clearly see the area that we're working with, and we're going to get a nice little town or something built up here. It is going to be absolutely magical. Now, let's get down to the entrance of the Molehole, guys. I'm super excited to show you what I've done there. It is looking fantastic. And doesn't this area look absolutely beautiful now with the wall behind the field? Oh, I love it, and I love this little mountaintop at the back there. I'm glad that we managed to keep that. I think that looks really sweet. But the coup de grace for today's intro is the entrance to the Molehole. Look at this place. It is looking amazing. I love it. It has really come together quite something special, if you ask me. And a lot of you guys in the comments of the previous episode were saying, Ren, don't get rid of the trees. Remember, we were talking about maybe getting rid of these trees. But actually, all I've done is I've worked the canopies of the trees a little bit to try and get them looking nice and rounded, so that when we look at this entrance, we can clearly see there's kind of like a tunnel going through this natural growth over here, right? And all the way deep inside of this mountain is the entrance into our base, which looks awesome. I've added a couple of rock features here to the side also. We've got some rocks over here and on this side too. And I've also extended a little bit of this work to the top of the molehole. I've got to show you guys, man. It looks so sweet up here. I think I can get up here this way. Yeah, we got to do a little bit of cheaty jumping to get back up here. But have a look at this, man. I've done a little bit of work on top of the entrance here. Looking absolutely freaking gorgeous. We've got some more rocks up in here, some flowers. I've added a couple of light sources up here too, hidden behind the leaves. There's one over there and one all the way up here too. So at night, the top of the mole hole looks really cool, and of course that's going to stop zombies spawning up here too. I want to do all of this beautiful design work all the way along our mountain here eventually, so the whole thing is going to look like this, and when that's done, it is going to look fantastic, man. I also want to extend this very beautiful looking canopy design along the path here, along Granny Dog's path, so it's going to feel like we're walking through a beautiful, I don't know, overgrown forest of some kind to get into the entrance of the molehole. And I think that's going to turn out really, really nicely. But when I look at this, guys, I feel like there is maybe something missing here. It's starting to get really, really green here, right? We've got a lot of greenery happening, and I feel that to justify the greenery, we're going to need to get a little bit of water in here. We already worked on a little pond just outside of the mines of the dog here. Pretty cool. I do love this little pond. And this little bit of water really adds to this area quite nicely, right? I think it's really beautiful. And I think what we could do is get a little bit of that water somewhere here at the entrance. And I've been having a look, and I think this might be a perfect spot for us to get a little bit of water action going. Maximus was living here. I've now moved him to another pen. He's now chilling with Victoria and Minamu. Finally, he's got some friends up in here, man. He was a little bit segregated, wasn't he? We had him over here all by himself. No one to talk to. Now we got the donkey, the cow, and the sheep. They're getting along a treat. I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about right now. I don't really want to know, but hey, at least they're making some friends with each other, hopefully. Anyway, I reckon maybe what we could do is throw a little pond together over here at the very entrance to the molehole. Maybe we want this pond to come all the way over here. We could even bring it a little bit further here, I think. This could be absolutely perfect, right? So as we walk toward the molehole, we'll have a nice bit of water over here. And I want this pond to be kind of big, kind of deep. And what I was also thinking was maybe what we could do is have a little bit of a waterfall up in here. I've seen some of you guys suggesting adding a waterfall somewhere in the Moleshire, and as we added this sort of river here in the fields of the dog, it's coming out of like a natural spring right at the top of the mountain. This water needs to go somewhere. At the moment it's sort of accumulating in this tiny little pond over here, but maybe this river can flow down here and cascade down a glorious waterfall and end up in a rather large pond at the very bottom over here, right? That could be actually really, really cool. I think that'll look absolutely beautiful. And when we're looking at the entrance to the molehole here, we will see some water flowing down. And we can start dealing with this horrible, very flat-looking mountainside too, making it look absolutely beautiful. So, the plan for today is to get this beautiful little pond set up. I want to make it quite deep also. I want it to be a very, very deep pond. And I want there to be some really cool stuff at the bottom of the pond too, right? Here's what I'm thinking. At some point in the history of the Moleshire, a wandering wizard came to visit the Gobbets. And yes, I know it's pretty much the story of Lord of the Rings. But hey, if you like something, borrow it, okay? That's what B.B. King said. Anyway, a wandering wizard came by the Moleshire at one point, and he decided that he wanted to wow the Gobbets with some magical tricks. And he enchanted this particular pond that is just outside of the molehole. And he enchanted the pond with some very interesting things. I want at the bottom of this pond to be some diamond ore and some gold ore, some really expensive different types of ore, right? And maybe what we can do is have like a diamond ore here, a couple of gold ones over here, and that's going to make this pond sort of enchanted, I guess. And maybe we could even get an emerald ore down there too. And that's going to be awesome. Of course, to get that down there, we're going to have to find some diamond ore and some gold ore. So hopefully we can do that today when we head into the mines of the dog. But I do want this pond to be kind of deep. I want there to be some pretty cool stuff down here too. And I want it to look absolutely gorgeous when we run into the mole hole. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot about something, guys. There is something else I need to show you right now. I'm going to blow your minds with this. Are you guys ready to have your minds blown up in this business? Take a look at this, man. On stream a couple of nights ago, we spent a little bit of time putting together a brand new map of the Moleshire. And doesn't this place look absolutely awesome? I love this map so much. It inspires me like nobody's business. We can see that wall that we've been working on running all the way around the circumference of this mountaintop. And it's turned out really nicely, right? We can see all of the steep hills of the mountain here. And this is a really well-defended area. This is going to become the Moleshire town or Moleshire capital of this area. And it's going to look absolutely amazing. I love how the Moleshire looks itself. All of this place that we've been working on, right? Here's the fields of the dog here. We can see the mines of the dog there. We can see our mushroom at the back. Our artificial hill that we created for the storage hole is looking real good. I've also cleared away all of those acacia trees so that we can start thinking about setting up a huge railway station in this position here, right? It's going to be absolutely sweet. And if we take a look at this map, oh man, I get so inspired. There is a valley or something that runs down to a pretty big lake down here. And I'm thinking this is going to become a rather populated town, right? We're going to be moving loads and loads of villagers to come and live here in the Moleshire. They need a lot of food. So I'm thinking down here at this lake, we could create some sort of a fishing village, right? And that fishing village is going to be supplying the Moleshire with fresh fish on a daily basis. We've also got a bit of a plains up here, right? A nice flat plains biome. And I'm thinking that right here, we could create some sort of a farming community. We could have some beautiful, beautiful golden fields and some farmhouses and all of that sort of thing. And then we could have like a nice road that runs through these mountains to get to the Moleshire. Because we're going to have some hungry goblets up in here, man. They're going to need a lot more food than the fields of the dog can provide. What we also see from this map, of course, is that we still need to work on the other part of the wall on this side, right? We need to find an entrance also into the Moleshire. We need to have a big gate that's going to be the main entrance into our city over here. And we've also got a little bit of beach up there, which is also kind of interesting. Maybe we could do something up there. So that's looking absolutely awesome. I love it. I think our area is coming together really nicely. And whenever I look at this map, I get so freaking inspired. So many ideas coming to my mind for this area. It is going to be absolutely sweet. Anyway, guys, let me carry on working on this little pond outside of the Molehole over here. And when we got something better to look at, let's get back together. Oh, geez, the sun is going down. Let's sleep first before anything really bad happens. It looks a little bit more like a meteor crater than a pond, doesn't it, guys? It looks like something fell out of the sky and smashed into the Moleshire over here. Just been working on adding a little bit of block variation to this pond. And I'm trying to keep in mind what we've been talking about over the last couple of episodes, right? With the new textures coming up in 1.13. I'm trying to keep the block variation as sort of simple as possible. We don't want to get too much stuff in here. And I guess the main things that I've been adding over here is a lot of cobblestone with the mossy cobblestone, which I think looks absolutely gorgeous. And I've added a bunch of coarse dirt down here too. Of course, at the bottom of a pond, it's going to be a lot of sedimentary soil that's been gathering, especially from the fields of the dog, right? And we want to sort of represent some of that sediment down here. So I wanted to have a nice big sort of splash of brown representing all of that mud flowing down that waterfall that we're going to set up. And yeah, I think this has actually come along really, really nicely. I don't want to add too much variation down here, but what is going to be a little bit tricky is getting the water into this particular pond. So let's see if we can do that together. Let's start all the way down here. And I think the easiest thing to do is to make an infinite water source like this. And then maybe what we try and do is just fill the pond layer by layer, right? Of course, each of the pond layers, we want to have solid water sources in them so that we don't get any block lag in our Minecraft survival world. So let's have a look. This is looking actually pretty good. Unfortunately, as the pond gets wider, it gets a little bit harder to get the water sources added, right? So let's see if we can actually solidify that layer. All right, so that layer is pretty good. good. That's looking very decent. Now, unfortunately, the pond is getting much wider, as I just mentioned. So what we're going to have to do is be a little bit sneaky over here, right? Let's just add a small bridge to start with on this side, and we'll get rid of these blocks in a moment to make sure that we can actually cover this water source completely, or at least cover this layer completely, right? And we'll probably have to do the same over here. So let's add another little bridge there, and that's where we can stick the water. Water is always a little bit tricky to use in Minecraft. I've always struggled a little bit with making, especially deep water. Making water that's only 1 block high is kind of simple, but making these sort of ponds that are rather deep can actually be a little bit tricky, because water in Minecraft flows in a rather interesting way, and I've never quite managed to get my mind around exactly how it flows. But now we can get rid of these little bridges, and that should make another nice solid layer of water. There we go, looking awesome. And I think we're going to bring this water all the way up to this level over here, right at the same level as the path of the Moleshire. Yeah, so we'll bring the water up to here. So another 2 more levels to go, and that should look pretty good. Already, though, that blue is adding a little something special to this area, isn't it? I love it. This is such a great idea. It is going to look freaking awesome. And the sun's going down again. Dang it! Hi, Jock. What's going on, my dude? You just come to join us here to watch some crafting, have you? No idea what Jock is doing here, guys. He was sitting down in the molehole, but apparently sometimes dogs in Minecraft teleport to you even when they're sitting down. Jock, I know you want some fresh air. Oh, you want to come and hang out with the sheep, the donkey, and the cow? That's fine. Chill there. Make some friends. Anyway, guys, this place is starting to look really nice. Just finished adding that last layer of water, and I've been starting to work on some rock formations here. Had an idea that I wanted to bring you back for. We've got a tree right next to this water, and I don't know, I got inspired to maybe try make some sort of an overgrown, like willow tree kind of thing. Maybe what we can do is extend some of this leaf action over here. Oh, we're going to have to make a bit of a scaffolding, I think. Maybe we could have a little bit of this tree's leaves sort of hanging over the water. That could look pretty cool. Almost like a willow tree, right? So let's see if we... Oh, okay, geez. Never mind scaffolding. Don't want to actually work for me. That's fine. We'll do it manual styles, okay? So check it out. Maybe we could just have a nice little bit of leaf action hanging down here, right? I think that looks pretty cool. And let's just sort of finish this off just a little bit, make this side of the tree's canopy a little bit more lush over here. There we go. Beautiful. Let's get rid of this super janky freaking scaffolding over here. My goodness. Anyway, that should look pretty cool. Let's take a look at this. I want to try get a little bit of lighting into this area too. But let's have a look at that. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like it. Maybe this goes down a little bit too much. Let's get 1 block away there. Yes! Love it. That's looking awesome. So I've added a rock feature over there. That looks pretty cool. I was thinking maybe what we could do is try get a nice bit of light in here somewhere. Maybe this is a good spot for it. Let's get some torch action down there. And actually, we probably want to go 1 block down so that we don't see the actual torch. And maybe we've got a little bit of a shrub growing over here on the side of the mountainside. So maybe we just build it up just a tad. Get it over, hanging over a little bit too. Maybe that's also sort of hanging over a little bit, hanging over the pond. That could look pretty cool. Let's get a little bit more leaf action in here. Oh, now we be cooking with gas. Cyberdog, this little area is looking really pretty. Loving the bush over there. That looks sweet. And I love this little overhang from the tree. Just making the tree look a little bit more natural. And we can imagine all of those leaves landing on the water and floating on them. Actually, we could make that happen, right? We got some lily pads, I think. Do I have lily pads in here? Hello, Hell. What's up, my dude? Hope you're sorting out those chests for me, my man. It's very important, okay? That's your job. Sort the chests out. He's just wandering around the molehole. That's awesome. Anyway, let's get a couple of lily pads over here to represent, I guess, the leaves that have fallen from this tree. That's kind of cool, right? I like that. Beautiful. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this area right now. I mean, we need to get a little bit of bone meal action going on here. Maybe a little bit more rocks and stuff around. But for now, that's looking pretty good. I've also excavated the beginnings of what could be a waterfall gushing down the side of the mountain. Let's do a little bit of an experiment. Let's have a look at what that might look like. And yeah, I'm going to have to like remake this waterfall completely, right? Because it's going to look a little bit janky. But let's get a couple of water sources here. And that's kind of weird that it didn't make one in the middle. Let's add another water source there. And let's have a look at that. Oh, look at that, man. The water flows down, bounces off this rock and goes down here. Oh yes, that is going to look really cool. I kind of want the waterfall to be a little bit bigger though, I think. A little bit more water flowing. Let's get rid of that and that block 2, or this one anyway. And yeah, that's going to look cool. Let's have a look. Can we see that waterfall in the peripheral? Yes, look at that. Oh man, it's looking super janky obviously because it's all flat and stuff. But once we get that waterfall actually created, that has added a really nice bit of interest to this part of the world. Absolutely love it, baby. Oh, man. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments, man. Very curious to see what you think. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, guys, I'm going to work on that a little bit off camera, I think. Maybe we'll do a little bit more work on that together in the next episode. But there is something for the last part of today's episode that I want to do with you guys. Something that's a little bit on the dangerous side of things. And for this particular task, we're going to need a bucket of milk. So we got a cow with a very full udder over here. Hi, Minamu, what's happening? Can I get a couple of buckets of milk from you? Thank you. And this milk's going to come in handy for us because we're going to go try find ourselves a cave spider spawner, or, well, at least 4 cave spider spawners in the mines of the dog. And, yeah, we're probably going to get poisoned. Hold the phone, Cyberdogs. I'm actually going to use my brain for once in this series. A bucket of milk is not quite going to be enough to protect us from what we are about to encounter. So I've suited up, put on all of my armor, and let's head down into the mines of the dog. Let's go and find those cave spider spawners that we discovered a while ago. It was probably, it must be about 15 episodes ago or so. There was an abandoned mine shaft around here somewhere, and in that abandoned mine shaft was a bunch of cave spider spawners next to each other. Unfortunately, we've kind of built our mine tunnel directly through that abandoned mine shaft. I have no idea where it was. I think it's about here. I think we're going to have to do a little bit of digging here to see if we can actually discover it. And unfortunately, that means we're going to have to break our beautiful walls over here, but that's fine. Let's have a look. Is it through here? Okay, perfect. Nice one, Ren. Digging it. Oh, damn. Managed to find it first try. Very good. Now, this is the abandoned mine shaft that we explored nearer the beginning of the episode, or the series anyway. And in here somewhere are a bunch of cave spider spawners. I want to get a few blocks in my inventory over here, though, just in case we run into trouble. I probably should have brought a shield with me too, but that's okay. Okay, hang on. Here's some cobwebbage. Here's one of them. Here's 2 of them. Okay, this is where they were, right? All right, so we got one. What is that? Oh, that's a normal spider spawner. Okay, that's not that exciting. This is a cave spider spawner here, though. So that's kind of what we're looking for. And is there another one close by? I hope so. I think there was another one close by. Let's have a look. I can't exactly remember. We got one here, and I hear some zombies, which is not good news. Oh, here's another one. Here's another cave spider spawner. Okay, so those 3 feel like they are pretty close together. We'll probably be able to use those 3 together, which is good news. Is there anything else? Are there only 3 cave spider spawners here? That would be a little bit unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that there were more cave spider spawners than that, but it doesn't look like it, right? It looks like that is about it. That should be enough, I think. 2 cave spider spawners and 1 normal spider spawner. Hi, zombie. That's where you're at. Oh, jeez, you set me on fire. Can I put it out with milk? No, I can't. Okay, any water around here? No. Oh, there's some water. Hang on. One moment. There we go. Put out them flames. Jeez. But yeah, so these are the 3 spawners that are pretty close to each other. I was hoping that we could do a quad spawn farm, but it looks like we're going to have to settle for 3 spawners. You know what? That's probably going to be more than enough for our needs at the start of this series, actually. And this is going to be an absolutely massive project, guys. We're going to have to clear away all of these blocks around these spawners. We're basically going to have to dig out a huge square over here so that we can actually use the mobs that come out of the spawners in an effective way. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing for this particular project. Tell you what, guys, I'm going to get started on this, spend the rest of my afternoon doing a little bit of excavation over here, see if we can potentially find another spawner close by. But we got 3 spawners to work with over here. We're going to be able to create for ourselves a fairly decent XP and, I suppose, string and spider eye farm. out of these 3 spawners. Oh man, this is going to be a very painful project, but you guys voted for it, and the ReNDoG is here to deliver. So we're going to get to it, my friends. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to hit that freaking like button. Show me the love, baby. Keeps me super inspired when I see you guys hitting that like button like nobody's business. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to smack that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with this series and all the other series on me channel. Thanks for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out from the smelly spider cave, and we will smell you all in the next episode.